Hey guys, today I want to talk you through a little bit more specifically about how I plan my research. So I'm sure you all remember this book. I've stopped using it. Now I'm still using the same system, but I'm using this ring binder and I've got it split into different areas of life. So planning and goals, research specific, teaching specific, all my life stuff, and then just some sections for note pages. I've still got my key, but I've added some codes. So when I refer in this book and all my other notebooks to BBBN, actually I just write B3, with a number that means one of these books. When I write RJ, that's this book, ON, OneNote, and EN, EndNote. So that I can kind of keep things organized and simple. Still got my index, and I'm going to start using this Calendex. I haven't started using it yet, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I will link below to an article explaining the Calendex and how to set one up. And then I go into planning. So I've got my future log, August plans and goals, and then I've got my weekly and dailies. I use a Dutch door, which is what this is, so that I can track my week and my days in one integrated place. So you can see I've got all kinds of stuff to do. Then I've got just a page to jot down some feelings and thoughts about the day, and then my August planner. Then I go into goals, just a page about goals, and this is the same as my 1, 3 and 5 year goals from the other journal, just set up a bit differently. Then I go into research planning, and this stuff you'll recognize if you've watched my other videos. So the Gantt chart, the research pipeline, writing and reading logs, and a new page, references to chase. Then I go into teaching. I'm going to do another video about teaching spreads, what I'm tracking in this, and how I'm going to set it up, which is why there are no pages in it now. And then I've just got my life stuff, some photos, and my running tracker. And then behind here is just notes and note pages. So what happens when I have an idea? The first place that it goes is into my research pipeline. I have an idea for a project, write it in. And then I might do a half a box if I've got a bit of an idea, but not that much. So here what I track is just a basic name, a type. So I've got articles, books, chapters, grants, and then I went through this in more detail last time, but I go through idea, plan, proposal, ancient, data and scholarship, first draft, second draft, comments, final draft, in review, revision, second review, and check. And then the second thing that I do is if I think that this is a viable project and I want to set aside some time for it, I come and put it in my Gantt chart so that I can see exactly where I'm going to do it and how many other things I've got on at the time. That means that I might have an idea and not get to it for 6 months, but it is still blocked in. So you can see right now I've got 3 things on the go. I'm reading my monographed draft that I need to make some notes and things on. I'm doing an abstract for next year's CA, and I'm working on my Athena article. So I don't want to put anything else in there. And then moving on to the next, I've got 3 things as well. So I don't really want to put anything in there. So, I can go along and say, well, this is a bit more important. It's going to take more time than other things, and so on and so forth. The other reason that I'm using this Gantt chart and filling it in so far ahead is so that I can see how much time I think things will take versus how much time they actually take. So I will go in and note if something takes shorter or longer than I've allowed for it in the Gantt chart. Then at the beginning of every month, I take that chart and I put it, the 2 weeks, into a monthly chart. So you can see these are the 3 things that I have in my Gantt chart for these 2 half months. because I break my Gantt chart up by half months. So the 1st to the 15th and the 16th to the end of the month. And I don't really want to have any more than 3 things on the go at any one time. And if things end early, or if they're not taking as much time as I think they're going to, then I can go back to the Gantt chart and move stuff up. That is not an issue. And then I've got, so down here, my 7 priorities for the month. These might not necessarily be things on the Gantt chart because the Gantt chart only tracks research. So you can see here I've got teaching prep. Then what happens? Then I might add a specific goal spread. So I haven't done this for the new section yet, but I have this. I should have found it before I started. I have this spread that is tracking my 3-yearly goal of having 5 referable publications. I know that the ref might change. I set this up before the Stern review. I think until we know anything more about what's going to happen with the next ref and when it's going to be, I am going to continue on this path because I don't know what else to do, honestly. So if what I have got is something that I want to put in as one of my 5 priority publications over the next 5 years, then I will note it up here. These might also change. So, and then I start reading and writing, and I start filling in what's going on. So I start writing, but mainly I start reading, and I track all of that. Now, my reading happens in, my reading happens in these books. I've showed you these before, very briefly. I've been asked to do a specific video about actually how I take research notes and how that fits in, how these books fit into this system and how it all kind of clicks together. So I'm going to do that in another video. These books, which are my general notebooks and text-specific notebooks, and also this book, which I use to make notes on primary texts. So I'm going to talk about all of those things and how they fit into this system in another video. And so tracking my writing and reading and making sure that every week I am doing things which help me achieve my big goals, medium goals, and little goals. And that all of those goals fit in together. And I mean, you can see that I've got these sort of quite big, huge goals in some cases. And I do that by, at the beginning of the month, making a list of my goals, but as actionable, as actions rather than as aspirations. So I figured out what I want to do this month, and I want to work on 3 things and my teaching prep on a weekly basis. So I have 1 day a week dedicated to doing my Athena article, 1 day dedicated to working on the theory for my next big project, 1 day dedicated to editing the monograph of my doctoral thesis, and 1 day dedicated to getting ready for classes. And so you can see today is teaching prep. So I've been working on my syllabuses and figuring out where I'm at and what I need to be doing. I don't know what I will be doing tomorrow or Thursday. I'm just going to take it as it comes. So, and the last thing is, at the end of every week, I have this section, my accountability section, where I have to articulate what I have done to achieve my goals. So I know that this seems perhaps like a very rigid system, but being rigid when it comes to big projects, breaking them down into monthly, weekly, daily tasks, and we're actively working towards them, not just being like, I want to get this book written, but sort of being very, I want to get this book written, so what I need to do is work on this theory, and then I need to do X, and then Y, and then blah, blah, blah. And then you start chipping away at those goals and being able to see how your time looks so that you can realistically plan when things are going to happen, and also at what state these projects are at, I think has really helped me, and it might also help you if you want to do that. And if you do, I have some things for you. I have 3 things which you can now download from my website. I will link to this below. 3 PDFs. One is the research pipeline, but blank up the top, so you can fill it in to the process that works best for you. I have a writing and reading log, and I have a blank month and my Gantt chart. These things are all quite easy to make yourself if you want to modify them in any way, but they also can be a bit time consuming. I actually do, you will notice, I do use the printout. That is just the printout. So I use these as well, and it just saves a bit of time and helps you feel on top of things. If there's anything specific that you would like me to go over in the videos, if there's anything more that you want in terms of printables or anything like that, please leave a comment below. Please subscribe for more videos like this. I'll be hoping that I'll be doing a journaling video at least once a fortnight. The next video that will go up will either be the notebooks video or the, I'm sure, much anticipated part 3 of my academic job interviews series. And until then, I'll see you later. Bye!